When I first came to the Peruvian Amazon, I had the experience of witnessing the destruction of Amazonian biodiversity, mostly for economic reasons, for timber harvest, for example. And the real key problem that Camino Verde tried to solve in the midst of seeing the over-harvesting of valuable species was what happens when you plant them? Can you regenerate these species?
So as part of the launch of Soli, we're partnering with Camino Verde, and we're planting 12,000 rosewood seedlings in 2 different locations in Peru in order to ensure that even though we're only just pruning the rosewood, we're still adding more rosewood seedlings back into the environment. You're getting social benefits, you're getting biodiversity benefits, gives us great transparency, and we wanted to kind of have that at the core of what we do.
The Soli line is a groundbreaking concept. Pacha had this idea about ingredients and how ingredients, transparency and sourcing of those ingredients could change the world. From the moment that we discussed it, we have been incredibly excited to partner with them in developing the product line and then to envision the future that's possible as a result of our Soli partnership.
We wanted it to be data-driven, so what we're working here in Peru, in data supply chain, is using blockchain technology to capture the moment that we are harvesting the oil, taking photographs of the tree, the harvester, and you get a time, date, GPS location stamp for where all the harvesting happens. And once the data is put on the blockchain, it cannot be changed. So we are thinking about this in terms of radical transparency, radically different oils that are additive and bring real biodiversity back into supply chains.
I think customers should care about sourcing transparency because there is so much that happens in our supply chain that we don't know. There are so many unintended consequences of creating a product that you buy at the store and bring home. So having transparency into how products are created is really important because it ensures that we're protecting our planet, that we're using sustainable sourcing methods, that farmers are treated fairly, and that you understand the impact that you're having through the product choices that you make. I think transparency could be the next frontier. I think more and more consumers really want to understand where their products come from and how they were made. And so while we're starting with Soli and we're starting with essential oils, the dream is much, much bigger than that.
I think what we see a lot in essential oils is people go for homogeneity, right? People want a really consistent product. They want their lavender product to smell the same time every time you open it. But plants around the world are not the same everywhere you go. I mean, you think about something like wine. There's a really good understanding that where the grapes grow, the soil that they grow, and the amount of sun that they get, the varietal, really influences the end product. You totally see that in essential oils as well. They capture a moment in time of a plant. They capture the plant.
We can talk about rosewood now as a real example of hope and as a real opportunity, as something that has tremendous potential to create livelihood for Amazonian communities while at the same time contributing to the return of forests and contributing to the preservation of an endangered species. And I think that rosewood is just one example like that. And in a forest that is as diverse as this forest, there's no silver bullet. There's no one remedy or, in other words, different species with different valuable products that you don't need to cut the tree down to harvest. Could be wider planted, could be the source of a greater economy that is regenerative in the Amazon.